So in 2019, when we went to France, I had never been before. At that point, they never lost a game. They were loud, they were excited, they were full of energy and enthusiasm. But at finals, it seemed like everyone was kind of nervous. They knew that it wasn't guaranteed. And as soon as they won, we kind of just rushed the field and went out there and celebrated. And it was different. I've never been with a championship team. And I'm just standing there and I'm kind of recording as they walk by and get their medals. They started chanting, "Chef, chef, chef, chef." And I'm looking and I'm recording and the guy next to me was like, "It's because you give them all that good food, mate." And I was like, "Are they talking to me?"
How did that feel? Like, what are the words you'd put to that?
It was surreal. I just never seen it coming. The first memory that involves food, we went to Windsor, Canada, and stayed at a hotel. And there was a chef, a pastry chef that was there, and I just admired him and his tall hat and his chef coat. Now that I look back on it, like, I idolized chefs from a young age. When I was younger, my mom would make the American staples like nachos or tacos, spaghetti, tossed salad, fried chicken, things like that. So that's why I like to start from the basics of cooking rather than be too complex. She was totally about business. She was extremely organized. She was constantly on the run, taking care of errands, and then me and my brother. So she was pretty much Superwoman in my eyes. She cooked 7 days a week. So once she was working nights, I had to continue to cook 7 days a week. So anything I eat, I kind of references off of my mom. I think the reason I like to cook clean is because I get a chance to be with the natural ingredients, kind of make my own sauce rather than going and buying a prepackaged processed sauce, fresh everything. I started working at the age of 15. I was a door-to-door salesman selling magazines. From there, I went into cleaning technician, so we would clean up a construction site, like just all the dust and things like that. I wasn't passionate about it. I knew that I could do more and I wanted to do more. I had a friend that was a chef and she was just posting cool pictures of being in great places downtown Detroit, and I was just like, how did she do that? So I messaged her. She spoke to a chef that she knew and he gave me a position as a prep cook / dishwasher, and I was happy for it. I learned how to move with a sense of urgency. I knew that there were no games played in the kitchen. You have to hold your weight. And if you weren't good at it or weren't passionate about it, it would easily be exposed. So you had to love it. There were a few chefs older than I was, and they seen that I had a passion. They seen that I wanted to be there. So I felt like they were taking full advantage of that, but I was also taking full advantage of them as far as I wanted to do their job, I wanted to learn their job, and they were teaching me so that they can get longer breaks or they wouldn't have to do certain tasks. So they were just putting the load on me and I was knocking it out and I was really good at it. I knew that I can grow from there. There's more that I can do in culinary. So I had the opportunity to go to the Sagamore Resort in upstate New York. I feel like the Sagamore was the whole shebang. I got a lot from there. I learned a lot. So any situation I came into after that, I was pretty much prepared because I experienced it within the 5 years I was at the Sagamore. So my favorite thing to do is prep. I like to take my time and wash all my produce and kind of just slowly get everything organized, which they call it mise en place, which means in place. So this is my favorite part. I like to make it as neat and cool and clean as possible. Cooking is so natural to me at this point. It's almost as easy as breathing. Sometimes when I'm prepping, I start to daydream and kind of forget where I'm at. And next thing you know, I'm halfway done. So during the winter time, my mom gave me a phone call. She said that they diagnosed her with multiple myeloma, but to not come home. She said, stay out there, she'll be fine. Maybe a few months later, she got her appointments to begin chemotherapy. So I told her I was on my way. So I came back home. Because me and my mom were best friends. She really didn't have anyone that would, be there like I would be there for her, getting her to and from her appointments and kind of just making sure that she's okay all the time. It was bittersweet. So I have roasted, non-salted peanuts. It's really gonna add creaminess and more stability for that spiciness and for that zestiness. Another one of my favorite ingredients is sesame oil. When you think of Asian and you think of how good it is, what you're really thinking of is the taste of the sesame oil. So you gotta add that to everything Asian. I found the opportunity to work at the Palace Auburn Hills, which is the home of our professional basketball team in Detroit. I was placed in the training facility with the team on my first day, so it was probably like the best first day ever. Walking in, I seen a few athletes and the coaches, and I was kind of starstruck a little bit, but I got over it really quick and got really professional and down to business. And I ended up working with them for 4 years or so. I kind of helped them build a whole culinary program based around performance and recovery, and working strongly with the head of performance and the dietitians, and kind of learning a lot from them. Cooking for athletes is very important due to the fact that you have to have proper portions. Everything has to be extremely clean. You have to be able to name each ingredient. Proteins especially helps with recovery and energy. Carbs if they need them, vegetables of course. A lot of athletes, young athletes, don't eat vegetables too often, so we're kind of like trying to break that cycle and kind of mature their palates. So a dietitian would tell me exactly what a specific player needs in their diet, and then I create it for them. I kind of throw my creativity into it as well. Peanuts act as a slow burning fuel. There are a lot of different ways to use peanuts in your meals. They're very versatile. You can kind of use them to combat against acidity in your dish or sweet in your dish, and it kind of just brings everything together in a real nice, natural way. So now I think we have what we're looking for, which should be a nice, peanutty, zesty, slightly spicy sauce that'll be perfect for our chicken and for our noodles. When I got the gig to go to France, I kind of felt like it was unreal. I worked from day one to the last day. An average day for me cooking abroad in France was extremely tiresome. I would wake up around 5 a.m. I would go down, begin breakfast. After breakfast, I roll right into lunch. After lunch, I may go take a nap and then come back and kind of do a snack and roll into dinner and then desserts, and it's just nonstop. Meal times out of the country are very important. It's where everyone bonds, everyone comes together. There's a lot of banter and jokes, and the girls do sing-alongs and choreographed dance. They're somewhere shooting TikToks in the corner. So it's kind of my best time of the day, and I get it 3 times every day. A lot of players have superstitions. It could be a certain type of pasta before pregame, or it can be that whole day we need banana pancakes. So any type of superstition they have, I kind of feed right into it. I want to give them exactly what they think helps them win and play their best. We have our set menus. Sometimes if we're out for a month, it becomes repetitive, but that's when I start to improvise. I start to just make different type of meals with the same ingredients. I kind of ask the hotel about some specialty things they have in their region. So it never gets too boring or it never becomes too repetitive, because I'll stop it before it hits that point. Oh man, I wish you could smell this. What I like about peanuts in this recipe is that it changes your regular sauteed vegetables and your regular pasta and just brings everything together to become a delicious Oriental dish. I'm most looking forward to Australia because I've never been there before. I love to experience new cultures and new foods, and I always make great relationships with new friends. Growing up, I never felt like anything was out of my reach. I kind of felt like anything that I seen, I can have if I wanted it or if I worked hard enough for it. When I was younger, I never imagined myself riding on a Rolls-Royce plane from France to New York City. And on that flight, they had the biggest bottle of champagne I've ever seen. And they just passed it around, all of us in the plane. And we just had a great time, just kind of still on that high from winning the 2019 World Cup. And there you have it. Bon appetit. Corey, you got that fork?